welcome to the Note Show. Today's show, we're going to talk about Chris Hemsworth. Before all of that, so over 80% of you guys haven't subscribed yet, so please do subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and leave your comments so we can have a, a, a debate or a conversation in the comments. Now, we're going to talk about Chris Hemsworth, formerly MCU's God of Thunder, and now the current MCU's God of Jokes. That's what the last movie is about. So now he breaks silence after all of these months, talking about disappointing reviews. I found an article on the Direct, so we're going to talk about that. So let's get into the article and see what's happening. So here's the article. Chris Hemsworth breaks silence on Thor 4's disappointing reviews. Chris Hemsworth broke silence on the backlash to Thor: Love and Thunder, acknowledging some of the movie's flaws. The MCU Phase 4 was the subject of far more criticism than most of the Infinity Saga projects, of course. So if we're going to talk about that, we have to go deep dive into the history of MCU. MCU started with the Iron Man movie 2008, and then it ended with Iron Man's death in the last. That was the MCU movie. After that, it was MCU. You remember the scene when all the girls, all powerful bosses showed up and saving Spider-Man? That's when it all went down. That's when they signaled that they're going to do the MCU thingy. So that's where it all started. So the Phase 4 is MCU, not MCU now, because it's mostly virtue signaling and being inclusive. You have to do better representation. That's what's happening. Before MCU, actually, before the House of Mouse took over the Marvel 2009, so the Iron Man released in 2008, so that means they already had plans for the upcoming movies, because at the end of the Iron Man movie, Nick Fury showed up. That means they already have plans for the previous movies. So the House of Mouse didn't get their hands on it, but at the end of the Phase 3, means by the end of Iron Man's death, they already inside. Maybe they kill him off because Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to be one of these actors. You know, the Hulk, now he's teaching the ways of peace, and Thor is I don't know, comedian himself, Captain America. No, he's no more Captain America anymore. So Hawkeye giving up the mantle to a woman. Black Widow, she's a woman, but she wasn't doing any virtue signaling, but now she's giving up to Elena, I think that's the name. And She-Hulk, disaster. Because of all of that events happening, people had a backlash. Now that's what it is about, because Thor: Love and Thunder, from a masculine god of thunder to, I don't know, emotionally weak god of comedy. That's what he is. That's how they made him. Now that's why there's the backlash for the Phase 4, because it was before Phase 3, 1, 2, 3, all of them were actually caring about making money. Like, that means making money means you have to make quality content, so the actual people who actually love the movies will go and watch the movies. But when you come to virtue signaling, identity politics, and being inclusive, that's what they're doing nowadays. So people are not going to watch the movies, and they mock the movies, the way they are doing the writings and everything. Because of that, there's this backlash. Now let's get back to the subject to far more criticism than most of the Infinity Saga projects. Thor: Love and Thunder perhaps faced the most backlash out of the bunch, being subject of several major criticism for its humor. Maybe they are calling it humor. I don't call it humor. Sorry about the sweat, because I am living in the Middle East. I have to turn off the AC to make this environment a bit quiet. So now let's being subject to far more CGI arcs and the use of Christian Bale's go the good butcher. God Butcher. So now Thor 4 has a Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 63, which stands as the lowest in the franchise, beating out the previous low of 66%, led by Thor: Dark World. Let's go back, and I'm gonna say Thor, just like Raj did in the Big Bang Theory. Thor: Love and Thunder. So let's hear. Okay, so now they're saying it's where is it? Here, 63%, and now we are on Rotten Tomatoes, and this is 63. Let's click it, and if you go to top critics, it's just 51%. That's all the critics, 63%. But if you go for top critics, 51. This is what they did with The Little Mermaid and almost all of the movies there. And the verified audience, 59. If you go for all audience, I can't click it. Okay, 77 for verified audience, and all audience is 59%. Of course, nobody with a clear mind will give that much score. I don't know who gave it like average of 3 stars. I want to go and read all the comments, reviews, but I don't want to. I want to make it a short video. So, break silence. Director Taika Waititi responded to some of these negative reviews. Let's check. It's not actual response. Let's check it. And particularly the focusing on the comedic aspects, pointing out how silliness and crazy antics are not out of the character of the god of Thor, Thunder in the Marvel comics. Dog shit criticism about the movie. All he did was retweeting a guy. He didn't respond to anything. This article is misleading. It's like most of the people's YouTube videos. So, yeah. And now Chris Hemsworth responds to Thor 4. Now we are coming to the actual part of the article. Speaking with GQ magazine, Thor actor Chris Hemsworth revealed his feelings behind Thor: Love and Thunder's backlash and negative reviews. The actor explained how even his kids' friends weren't huge fans of the movie, of course. That's a kind of humor kids would love, but making this guy a literal god of thunder into a comedian and emotional wreck. This guy didn't cry when he lost his whole planet, and now you are making him into emotional wreck. What is this? This is how they want society to be. A men should be emotional and not masculine, comedians. The actor explained how, fans of the movie, pointing out how he had a bunch of 8-year-olds critiquing his film for having too much humor, and how the VFX weren't as good. You saw that head bubbles popping up. That's the level of VFX we are talking about. And then Zeus, how can I? Zack Snyder showed Zeus, maybe that's how you pronounce his name, Zeus, as a literal god fighting alongside other gods and Amazons and the humans. You know that sequel of Darkseid coming to Earth part. So that was a literal masculine man. But in here, how they portrayed him is another comedian, another weak man. Fun-loving guy. It's a bunch of 80-year-olds critiquing my film. We thought this one had too much humor. The action was cool, but the VFX weren't as good. We thought this one had too much humor. Not we. We thought about it. We didn't do anything to stop it. You're the literal actor. You're the god of thunder. You're the guy it should be based on. But they sidelined you and then give Jane as a female Thor. Hemsworth acknowledging how Love and Thunder became so silly because of the director, because of the writers, because of Disney doing their identity politics, Disney doing their agenda, being inclusive. That's what this is. Bunch of 8 years are critiquing my film. We thought, alright, now Chris Hemsworth acknowledged that Love and Thunder became so silly, but noted how you just don't know how people are going to respond. We already know from all the movies and all of the previous MCU disasters how people are going to respond. We already saw it from the previous Thor movie and how people responded. That worked a bit okay because that level of comedy is okay, but this one is way too much. And the way always the gods screaming and the god butcher. You can just go and watch one of those that's this pitch meeting videos. They will explain this. It's better. I cringe and laugh equally at it because they made you do it. You just can't walk away. I don't know why. You could have walked away because thinking they're destroying a character you built up over these years. You fought Thanos alongside the men and some women, but at that time they didn't care about if it's a man or woman. They just only care about the real characters. They wanted to be comic accurate. If they want to do an improvement, they wanted to do it better than the comics, not the other way around. Now what they're doing now, cringe and laughed, and then we just had too much fun. I just became so silly. You didn't have fun. The writers and the producers, the colored hair people, the one with identity politics had the fun, and you didn't become too silly. They made you silly so they can bring an emotionally strong female character. That's what it is. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective. Yes, I think he's talking about the writers and how they're messing up with everything. I love the process. It's always a ride, but you just don't know how people are going to respond. We already know these people are trying to satisfy the 1% or the modern audience that doesn't exist. They don't care about the actual audience that we exist, and we care about these movies. We want to watch them if they make it into a good movie. Can Thor come back stronger after Love and Thunder? I don't think they're going to make anyone stronger. If it's a male character, I don't think they won't. Coming from Chris Hemsworth's point of view, it's always far easier to notice a movie's flaw by looking at the finished product with thousands of people to watch, analyze, and criticize than it would be during production with a more limited group of people developing their own vision for the story and character. If they can do like what that guy is doing at the literal pitch meetings, they should have that guy when they are doing this story writing and they're trying to make the movie. He will tell you how stupid this is. Perhaps the beauty of the ever expanding MCU and the massive content output is how it allows Marvel Studios and its creatives to experiment with the different genres, tones, and styles. Unfortunately, it's simply inevitable that not every project will prove to be a hit for each and every viewer. That's not the case. It can be a hit for each and every viewer if you actually think about the real viewers, and not trying to satisfy the imaginary unicorn viewer. Let's call that unicorn viewer because the colors. When it came to Thor Ragnarok, fans responded well to the changes and tone that Taika Waititi brought to Chris Hemsworth's God of Thunder. It's a bit okay. I'm not saying it's bad. With Thor: Love and Thunder, the filmmaker dialed all of those elements up with more humor and craziness, but as the actor himself admitted, perhaps those went too far. He was too afraid to talk loud and say it's too loud because he's the one acting. They have to have a script and they should have read it and see where it's going, instead of these fake writers. They're on a strike already. So instead of these colored hair writers, identity politics writers, just go with actual writers or bring some common people and ask them about this. Like one of those test trainings, just bring someone, an actual writer who actually care about making good films, bring them and ask them about the real script. There's no telling what's next for Thor. Of course, he's going to be replaced with a female version of Thor who's emotionally stronger and not stupid like this Thor, and who's going to be a female badass, and it's going to be yet another Disney Marvel failure. It's like what they're doing with the Star Wars. There's no telling. Okay, but the end of Love and Thunder promised his return and teased the face off with Brett Goldstein's Hercules. Waititi has already revealed his one condition to return to Thor 5. Don't return. Hemsworth has also opened up how any Thor comeback would require something unique. Yeah, not the comedy crap, not the identity politics crap. Just bring an actual Thor we saw and enjoyed during the Phase 3. The Thor who fought Thanos, the Thor who lost all of his planet, the Thor who didn't cry for all of that, the Thor he had a bit of fun but also masculine. He was a man, not this comedian. Hopefully fans aren't left waiting too long as a resolution to Thor 4's cliffhanger. That's not cliffhanger. He adopted a child. Maybe that child will be the next Thor, because he can just tell to Mjolnir to become a female Thor, so he can just tell it to the Stormbreaker. But you remember that part of being him looking for the Mjolnir and talking to what's this? The Stormbreaker. Was so cringe. There's no sign of either for godly rivals to be seen again. Oof. Marvel Studios will undeniably be hoping the whole God of Thunder's next hypothetic solar outing will face less criticism than latest, even if it was a box office hit. I don't think, because children, if it's a comedy movie, children will go and watch it. That maybe bring up some money. Because if it's an adults movie, if I want to go, I will go alone. If the kids want to go, they can't go alone because that's dangerous. But to cut off their body parts, it's okay for them. So let's stay in the topic. So if a child want to go, the father, mother, the other brother, sister, everyone will go as a family. So if it's a kid-friendly movie, children's movie, animated movie, or like a comedy crap like this, the kids will want to see it, so they will take them as a family trip. That's why instead of selling one ticket for me, they will sell 5 tickets, minimum 3 tickets. One kid, 2 parents. Apparently, in where I came from, where I'm from now, that's how it is. A father, mother, child. We don't have 2 fathers, 2 mothers, and no father, no mother kind of situation here. Anyways, Thor is butchered, and hopefully he will return with as the old Thor who fought Thanos. I don't see that happening. If Disney has to go bankrupt, I heard they are selling some IPs. If they sell Marvel to an actual Marvel's MCU, the studios back, sell it to an actual, I don't know, maybe only Apple can buy this because they are the one with all the money. But if they buy it, to be even crappier, you have to buy some stuff to unlock all the characters. It's like EA games shit. Yeah, and Apple is known to be as virtue signaling company because they changed their logo. I think they already changed it. I didn't check, but the thing, if they buy it, it's also going to go downfall worse than Disney. Hopefully, let's hope they won't replace Thor with a female version and make him the real Thor, God of Thunder again. Instead of Thor, let's make him God of Thunder again. So if you like this video, share it with your friends, give a thumbs up, leave your comments here, and subscribe to my channel. 80% of you haven't subscribed yet. And I will talk about the MCU. I wanted to talk about the MCU and MCU, how they started with Iron Man and then ended with Iron Man's death. But I pretty much covered this in this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and do subscribe to my channel. Bye.